Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Leo Adams, CEO and founder of Skye. Today we're going to be talking about the most common mistakes drone pilots make and how to avoid them. So let's get started. Whether you're new to flying or you're an experienced drone pilot, mistakes happen. But the good news is you can avoid most of them with the right preparation and knowledge. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the most common mistakes drone pilots make and how you can avoid them. Let's dive in. Mistake number one. One of the most common mistakes is not checking the weather before a flight. Flying in strong winds, rain, bad temperatures, fog, it can put your drone at risk and yourself and others, as well as the property around you, especially if you're flying critical infrastructure or projects that have high value equipment nearby. You really have to be careful and you have to be diligent with the weather, making sure you're tracking it, not just before you actually mobilize to the site, but while you're out on site, making sure that you're taking care of all of the intelligence that you might have to take action on during the operation as well. So remember, make sure you're checking the weather, both the sun, the rain, wind speeds, fog, all kinds of different weather measurements. Mistake number two, not doing a pre-flight inspection. A lot of drone pilots skip over a thorough pre-flight inspection, which can lead to technical issues mid-flight. So always inspect your drone's body, propellers, batteries for wear and tear or for damage before each flight, not just before the mission itself. Sometimes, weather conditions on site can even make batteries swell, lead to potential battery failures or drone issues. So really be diligent about your equipment and doing that pre-flight inspection before each individual takeoff, not just before the mission and before your first flight of the day. Mistake number three, flying without properly understanding airspace regulations. Many pilots get into trouble by flying in restricted airspace or failing to get proper clearance, which can result in hefty fines or even losing your license. So always know where you're flying. Use apps like Aloft or AirMap to check airspace restrictions, to know if you need to get authorization to fly in that controlled airspace. Use Lance whenever you can. That's the easiest way. So, make sure that you have that airspace approval before you take off and, avoid that potentially catastrophic issue of flying in controlled airspace and coming down with, FAA fine or something similar. Yeah, make sure you get Lance whenever you're possible. Use Drone Zone if you need to apply for authorizations outside of Lance, but you can also use apps like Aloft or AirMap to easily obtain those airspace authorizations. Make sure that you're not flying in controlled airspace without authorization. That's huge, it's critical. Mistake number four, overlooking the importance of battery management. Running out of battery mid-flight is a surefire way to crash your drone. One mistake pilots often make is not keeping track of their battery levels or pushing their drone to the limit. I would avoid flying your drone at below 25% battery. You start to get into critical battery range, and depending on wind conditions and how how far you are from your LZ, it could take a significant battery to get you back safely. So don't push that limit and be safe. Also remember, colder temperatures can drain batteries faster, so make sure you're taking that into consideration when you're managing batteries during the operation. Mistake number five, relying too heavily on automated flight modes. Autonomous flight modes can be incredibly helpful, but many pilots make the mistake of relying on them too much or assuming that pre-flight plans cover a certain area, that you're definitely capturing all areas of interest. And a lot of the times you have to be diligent even during the flight to make sure that you're actually capturing the exact data and you're not missing any potential aspects or areas of the site. Autonomous flight modes can be incredibly helpful, but your over-reliance on the automation can be to your detriment. And it's a mistake that we've seen here at Skye oftentimes, where pilots pre-flight plan the mission. It's an automated mission to do the data capture. They go out there, they execute the mission, they come back, yeah, we did it. I got the data I needed, only to find out parts of the site weren't captured, there's missing data, and it's all because you relied on that autonomous flight and you weren't being diligent during the operation that it actually was capturing everything you needed to capture. So sometimes you have to actually get involved, you have to change those automated missions, you have to be willing to potentially fly manually for dangerous areas close to tree coverage or close to power lines or another obstacle. You have to be willing to take over manual control and not over-rely on the automation from those flight plans that you've created pre-mission. So mistake number 6, not planning your flight plan or flight path can lead to missed opportunities or wasted time. Whether you're capturing footage, mapping a site, or inspecting infrastructure, always plan your flight path in advance. This helps ensure you capture everything you need and reduces the risks of running out of battery or encountering unexpected obstacles. Mistake number 7, flying in dangerous areas. Areas like crowds or over critical infrastructure or in tight spaces near buildings, is a common mistake, especially for new pilots trying to capture a cool shot or whatever the case is. It's very risky. It can also be potentially illegal. So always choose safe, open areas to practice your flying skills before attempting advanced maneuvers in complex environments. And if you are operating over critical infrastructure or in a hazardous environment, make sure your pre-flight planning, has taken that into account and you've thought about the safety, aspects going into your operation, or and make sure you're thinking about, the what if scenarios. If something occurs, how are you going to respond? What are you going to do to take control of the drone and bring it to safety? Thinking about these things when flying in hazardous conditions or environments is super critical. Mistake number 8, failing to back up your data. One easily avoidable mistake is not backing up your data immediately after a flight. Memory cards can fail or files can get corrupted. Make it a habit to transfer your footage once it's captured and saved on that SD card into your computer or into a hard drive so that you secure the data. Secure the bag, that's so important. A lot of the times we've seen, here at Skylink, so many times we've seen pilots that have, lost or misplaced data because they haven't backed it up correctly. Their data QA was done, but something happened with the saving process of that data. So don't let that be you. You're out there to capture the data ultimately, or the imagery that you're capturing. So make sure that as you're capturing it periodically throughout the day, if it's a full day mission, or immediately after that flight, you're actually saving the data and you're backing it up so that you can secure that data. And yeah, just make it a habit to transfer your footage or data to a computer or cloud storage right after you land, right after the mission, to avoid losing that valuable information. Mistake number 9, not practicing in manual mode. Man, how many times are you overly reliant on these automated flight plans or automated softwares to just take control and do the flights? I mean, it's so amazing that we have these softwares and that we can automate these flights. It's beautiful, it truly is. But not being able to take manual control and not having had that practice flying in manual mode, in ADI mode, that is a huge mistake. You're gonna need to be able to take manual control at times, whether it's for safety purposes or just to complete the mission and collect the data that you're out there to collect. It's so crucial to be able to take manual control and know when to do that. And if you're not practicing and flying manually every once in a while and honing those skills, then you're going to fall short and you're going to make mistakes when it does come time to take manual control of your aircraft. Mistake number 10, neglecting to stay informed. Most recent industry updates, new innovations and new technology entering the drone industry. There's so many new regulations and battles that are happening. You see the DJI, NDAA, Blue UAS fight going on right now. There's so many different things and factors that are affecting the drone industry right now. And if you're not staying up to date with that, then really you're falling behind and you're leaving yourself room to potentially make even more mistakes or to go down the wrong path that is going to lead to detriment to you or your business later on. So make sure you're staying on the cutting edge and you're staying informed about these recent trends and news in the industry, because it's only going to help you and help you avoid these other mistakes that you can learn from staying up to date. Drone regulations and technology are constantly evolving, and a common mistake pilots make is falling behind on updates. Regularly check FAA regulations, drone software updates, best practices in the industry. Staying informed can save you a ton from making these costly mistakes. Flying a drone is an amazing experience. I know I've been on so many different job sites and joke around with people on those sites like, man, is this your job? You're flying a drone? Yeah, I mean, that is the job, and it's not to be taken lightly. It's a serious job, and much as some people, it's really like, oh, you're flying a toy, and they don't take it as seriously, but it really is. It's such an important job. We're providing so much value out to society and to all kinds of different verticals and industries and communities out there as drone pilots. And so it's really a beautiful thing to be a drone pilot. And honestly, it's really amazing to see and to work with so many amazing drone pilots at Skylink. It's been such a pleasure to grow this community of drone pilots and to work really collaboratively with our partners. And so it's really great. And I really just want to make this video to really just call out some of these common mistakes that we see here at Skylink for drone pilots and how you can avoid them. And just really having watched this video and understanding what these mistakes are is the first step. And guys, if you found this video helpful, please drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, share this video. It would mean a lot to me, and I would love to see you as well in the Skylink community. If you're not already a part of it, please check us out on our website, skylink.org. You can sign up as a pilot and right off the bat, connecting with us for opportunities in your area to fly projects. We would love to collaborate and partner with you. So thanks for watching, guys. This is Leo Adams with Skylink, and I'll see you on the next one.